Welcome in, nerds. I want to start off by saying I cannot even begin to fathom what is going on in the minds of all of the people in California who are dealing with these incredible wildfires. I feel like emotionally weak from watching this. And what it made me think about is something that I've been toying with a lot. I don't want to come on here and just be like, 5 ways to be able to make your social media pop, or, here's the 6 ways to be able to play this guitar. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I'm a musician. I'm talking to other musicians. I'm a creative and I'm talking to other creatives. And there's this mental headspace that people are in that sometimes have a really hard time to be able to get over the edge when it comes to creating. And that's the people I want to talk to. And the people that are essentially struggling through a creative process, or maybe haven't found their creative process yet, or maybe they had no idea that they were creative and they want to see if they are. Those are the people I want to help. So concepts have been the big thing for me, what I want to talk about conceptually. The fires made me think of one thing that has already been on my mind because I've been watching Tick, Tick, Boom a lot, and that concept is time. Now, time is something that absolutely terrifies everybody. If anybody has a unified fear, it is time. And whether it's in a minute situation or if it's in like a macro situation, time is infinite, but also simultaneously it is finite. And one of those things that really worries people is, do they have enough time? Or are they using their time correctly? And those are questions you can never answer because you don't know. And that's what makes time so scary. You have no idea if you have enough time. And you have no idea if what you're doing in the time that you do have is worthwhile at all. You have to just trust yourself. So happiness falls into this a lot, where you're worried about, am I happy doing what I'm doing? And if I'm not happy doing what I'm doing, can I be able to do something else that'll make me happy? Ugh. I am having a really hard time with this video. I told myself that I wanted to do this YouTube channel because I wanted to help people. And I told myself that I wanted to do this YouTube channel weekly to be able to stay up with the algorithms and all that stuff. But once again, I've put myself in a position where I've created an assignment for my creativity. And I think this has become the problem for me. When I was writing the kids' books, I started off, I was on fire. I wrote 1 book a week for 8 books. 8 weeks. And I was just ripping them. Books, no big deal. I'm a children's author. I'm motherfucking Dr. Seuss. I'm doing it. And then when I got towards the final week, I think the last book that I had posted before I hit the wall was Tommy the Turtle Told a Lie. When I was in the middle of that book, I felt myself forcing it so bad. I was like, I want this book to be right. I need to just zip. I need this to be a good one. I walked away from that being like, this is an okay one. It could have been better if I would have given more time to it, but I put myself on this time constraint. Assignments for my creativity have always been a problem. I think assignments in general have been a problem for me. I'm just going to, at this point in time, my original idea for this video is fucked, and now I'm gonna be just dropping shit on you. This is my therapy now. You guys are my therapist. It pays nothing. You're hired. My creativity, my passion for the things that I do, they're some type of divine intervention where I'll be in a room and I'll hear something and it sparks. I talked to a lot of people about discouragement, and I spoke about it a little bit last week with the Teaspoon Brigade, talking about fake rules and the limitations we put on ourselves in order to be able to do our creativity. And I think that one of the things that I need to stop doing, and maybe this might be helpful for someone else, I honestly don't have no clue, stop putting a deadline on creativity. Let creativity come from where it comes from and go from there. The Shake, when we first started, prolific writing. We were writing every week. Incredible. How are we doing this? I have no idea. It was like we're fucking touched. We went on tour, we booked tours, and we recorded records, and we did the whole entire thing, and we were just going. And what I did for myself is I went on, you can actually go onto the 561 Music podcast of the episode that I was on. I think my first episode I was ever on is just me. And I had created a year-long schedule of all the things that I wanted to do for the entire year. And it was like literal, like an MCU style timeline. I created this whole entire thing. And what I wound up doing is completely discouraging myself from doing anything at all. And we got like halfway through the process and I was so fucking burnt out. But I said to myself, I needed to do this. I needed to come up with this timeline. I needed to follow these rules. And the reality was I didn't need to do any of that shit because nobody asked me to do it in the first place. I'm not a wind-up doll. You don't just plug me in and all of a sudden I'm writing songs. It needs to happen organically. And when it does happen, I need to focus everything I have into it and get it while it's here. My creativity's like a comet. It comes around every once in a while, and when it's there, everybody get out your binoculars and you look at the comet. Ooh, look at that song. That was so good. Wait, it's rockabilly. Wait, it's metalcore. Wait, it's a hip-hop song. Well, look at that. And then it's gone. And then you're sitting around and you're waiting for it to come back. And you do things in the meantime. You look up about the comet. When is it coming back? I don't know. I think it's going to be coming back here. What should we be doing? Where are we going to be? Blah, blah, blah. And then when it comes back around, you enjoy it again. And that's what my creativity is like. And when I started putting it on a schedule is when everything fell apart. I was just sitting there going, I need to do this by this time. And now it becomes work. And as I was making this video, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm fucking doing it again. I'm putting myself on a timeline. I'm saying to myself, every Tuesday, I'm going to release a new video. And every day in that, I'm going to put little TikTok video things, even though I said I wasn't going to do that. This is my content about not creating content type of thing. I'm going to put these little videos out so I can be able to get the algorithm and everything like that. And I'm sitting here beating myself up being like, I need to come up with more topics. And the reality is, no, I don't. Nobody asked me to do this. Nobody asked me to do this. I decided to do it myself. Why am I putting pressure on myself when I'm my own boss? Makes no fucking sense. I should just create when I want to create, not create when I don't want to create, and not feel bad when I'm not creating. Now, granted, creativity brings me a lot. So when I put so much time into actually picking out when I want to do things and say, this has got to be done by this time, this has got to be done by this time, blah, 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 all of a sudden everything changes for me because it's like now I'm not being spontaneous with it. I'm not allowing my creativity to just be my creativity. What I'm doing is I'm commoditizing. Is that a word? Commodifying? Whatever. That's what I'm doing to it. I'm taking it and I'm making it into a product, and the product is not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to be creative. I want people to enjoy my creativity. Don't get me wrong. I'm sitting here looking at this phone going, I need to say something smart. I need to say something influential every week on Tuesday. And that's not the case because nobody fucking asked me to do that. So if you're sitting there going, I need to do this by this time, I need to follow the algorithms, I need to do, fuck all that. Unless you like it. But if it's weighing on you, who gives a shit? It doesn't have to be. You're sharing your art. You're sharing your creativity. You can do whatever the hell you want. But don't feel like you need to put it on a time constraint like I'm just doing for myself right now. I started off this video talking about time. And are we spending our time correctly? I literally got so depressed that I just started talking about how I'm not using it correctly. Because I'm spending time focusing on time. Why? This is what I like to do. I like to just be. I'm sitting here putting myself on another goddamn schedule, and this was the problem that I had in the first place. I'm just so sick of being on a timeline. I really hope that this actually made any sense. I don't really know. And before I even edit this down to make some sense, I just want to thank everybody. Please cherish all the time you have. Take the opportunities that you need to take. Do what you need to do in order to be able to feel happy doing what you need to do. Does that make sense? Man, this is a rough video. I got to stop doing this to myself. I'm going to try and do this as much as possible, but I got to be honest. I'm 2 weeks in, and my third week, I'm already complaining about this fucking schedule. I'm so bad at this. But you know what I want to do? What I really want to do? I want to do this in person. Would you be interested in coming and seeing me talk to people in person, like a TED Talk type of thing? Would that be something that you think would be interesting to you? Do you think that you would actually get something out of it? Or do you think that I'm a complete idiot And I probably should just delete this YouTube account in the first place. Okay. Thank you guys very much. Like, subscribe, blah, 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 the whole entire nine. And let's see how this goes.